Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Sapphire. No Pokecenters, no Pokemarts. In the last episode, we made our way up through this route. We took down Team Aqua, not Team Magma. I'm a little confused. Reds and blues, kind of throw me off a bit. But either way, we made it up to this route here. And over in this direction to the right is an upcoming rival fight. And before I jump into that, I do want to make sure that my Pokemon are at a decent level. Which they kind of are. If we wanted to, we could probably go jump in and take the guy down, or take May down. But in the meantime, Shroomish is still only level 14, and at the same time, he's gonna learn Mega Drain at level 16, and we need to start getting rid of some of these moves. So if I use him against the rival fight, he's gonna get to level 16 really quick, and as a result, his absorbs are gonna be kind of useless to us. Whereas if I use him correctly, I can gain those levels, make use of his absorbs, and level up some of my other dudes in the process before fighting the rival. So ultimately, it's either waste the absorbs and just go level up that way, get Mega Train and throw them away, or be more effective with them. So I'm opting for the latter, and that's what we're gonna go with. But in the meantime, now that we have access to this route over here, which is originally Route 103, I believe, we can sneak around these trees by cutting them down with Zigzagoon, and as a result we get access to a bunch of great items, at least 3 in particular. First being, well, Guard Spec is kind of lackluster, but I think there's a hidden item here somewhere. I don't know. Maybe there isn't. Somewhere here? Who cares? We've got two great items right here. Free Leopard Berries. So there's 2 extra ethers for us, which is going to go great since we just used one on Water Gun recently. And 2 cherry berries, 4 in total. I think those heal paralysis, if I'm not mistaken. But any kind of healing for status is perfectly fine with us. And if I need to use it accordingly, I will. So either way, as I just finished saying, I want to use Shroomish to his best ability, and currently he has the EXP share on, so I want to give him back his Miracle Seed. Yes, give him back the Miracle Seed, increase the power of his grass type moves, and in addition to that, I'm going to use him to train up. We'll train up Tailo for now, just because Tailo is going to be useful for the rival fight as well, and eventually I'll throw it on Disco and get him a couple extra levels too, so why not. But in order to make use of Shroomish's absorbs, I want to use it either on a water type poke, a grass type poke, or a ground poke, and the best poke available to us in such a short distance is Geodude, which can be found in Granite Cave. The highest level they appear is level 9. They range from 6 to 9, and they're only at a 10% chance. So unfortunately, unless you guys want to sit here for 50 minutes while I find Geodudes and waste Absorb PP, I'm going to have to use the speed up button just for the sake of saving time and not totally creating some sort of boring episode. But nevertheless, Geodude is found from ranges level 6 to 9 in this area here, and we're going to start hunting them now via speed up button. So that's what I'll be doing for the next couple minutes. If I'm willing to accept a level 8 or 9, and Absorb should one-shot it given that it's special. So I'll just show that to you guys now so you know that I'm not taking advantage of anything. Geodude dies, and boom, 49 experience each, that's fine. So, that's what I'm going to be doing, hunting Geodudes, so let's keep going. Oh, crap. Oh. Got trapped by an Abra, but it used teleport, so... Abra's pretty fast. Geodude, let's go. But yeah, the reason I want to make use of these absorbs, as I said, is if I'm gonna waste the PP by giving Mega Drain to Shroomish eventually, I may as well use the Absorb PP. And even though I could use Bullet Seed as well, it is another option. Bullet Seed has more PP, it's a TM move, and I can't relearn it. Whereas if I want to use a Heart Scale and relearn Absorb, not the best idea, I can actually go do that because of the move relearner. And it's well within the rules of our run. I'm not limiting myself to not using Heart Scales, even though I probably won't need to use as many as I think I do. But Heart Scales are definitely advantage to take in this type of run. Obviously, for those of you who are new to the LP and kind of jumping in, wondering what the rule set is, I want to refer you back to episode 1 of the LP. The episode part 1 basically has the rule set. It's no Poke Centers, no Pokemarts, and in addition to this, we're not allowed to use pickup. We're not allowed to farm berries. I can't remember everything exactly, but yeah, no Poke Centers means you cannot use the Mom Heal, you cannot use the bed, you cannot use any sort of in-game heal that essentially isn't given to you. We're avoiding that Geodude there because he's level 7, but nevertheless, the addition to the no marts rule is essentially I'm allowed to use anything that is given to me for free, or I can pick up in the wild. So like not via pickup, but grabbing items, picking up items, hidden items, anything of that sort, any sort of that variety functions as a way of income or giving items to us. And man, my freaking English, I just can't talk these days. I sound retarded. Sorry if that was offensive to anyone, but whatever. Killing them Geodudes. Look at Shroomish go. Let me just check one thing. Okay, so you're pretty far off, and Shroomish is almost leveled up. Let me just check Disco for a second. Disco's pretty far away. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, after Shroomish levels up, I'm still gonna keep the EXP share on Talo, and then I'm probably, if Talo does level up, I'm gonna give it back to Sableye. We're gonna progress from there. But I believe, yeah, between 13 absorbs, we'll probably level up at least once, maybe twice if everything works according to plan. But for now, continue to speed up and blah 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 blah. Let's go. So in the meantime, I guess while we're sitting here waiting for me to kill these dudes, I want to throw out a couple questions to you guys. Like, so far, what do you think of this run? Does it interest you? Do you guys want to see even more of this content? Like, I know 4th gen and 5th gen are kind of different. I know Diamond and Pearl have the like healing forest and cave where you have that trainer beside you who constantly heals you after every battle, and obviously that kind of ruins the idea of a no Poke Center run, given that your entire team is healed after every battle, even if they don't participate in the battle. It's really, really inconvenient for this type of run, and the fact that you have to do that twice just kind of, I don't know, undermines the integrity of the run. Like, obviously, I could potentially just accept the fact that those heals come, just like we did in the Gen 2 race, where there were 2 forced auto heals, but or 2 forced team heals. But at the same time, I don't know. It kind of just defeats the integrity. You're getting these heals at relatively pretty midway parts through the run, and that's kind of stupid. It means that you can play kind of lackluster and still make it through the early part of the game, and then just grab your free heal and continue on twice, which is really kind of inconvenient. As well as in that cave, if you decided to, you could grind, and that doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be able to grind in this type of run, even though that's currently what I'm doing. You shouldn't be able to grind while getting your team fully healed continuously. That kind of de-justifies what you're attempting to do. But like I said, it's up to you guys really. Like, if you wanted me to, I could probably go and attempt them. I've definitely thought about it for sure. In terms of 4th gen, I'm referring mainly to Diamond, Pearl, Platinum games. I never actually completed Platinum, or I didn't play Platinum. I just played Diamond and Pearl. But yeah, I definitely think that they could be doable. It's just depending on the rule set you want to go under and how you want to play around the free heal zones. 5th gen actually brings in an interesting mechanic though, and that TMs don't restore your PP. If you use a TM on a move, and you've used up all the PP for that move, you don't get back the PP. It doesn't fully restore it. You're stuck with whatever you were at before. And so, from that perspective, you have to play around with things a lot more carefully. And I think it's kind of interesting. I don't know if level up moves work the same way, but TM moves for sure. And I think the reason for that is largely in part to the fact that TMs don't restore or TMs aren't one-time use like they are in these gens. As of Gen 5, TMs are permanently in your bag. You get one TM, and you can use it as many times, just like you do in HM. And so from that perspective, they don't restore your PP anymore. And frickin' phone. Every single time. Gotta love it, right? Last time, this time, you just can't escape it. And no one's gonna pick it up. That's fantastic. So, whatever. Gotta have some sort of hiccups in the road. But man, why is Geodude so hard to find? I swear I counter one every time I come through here, but apparently not. How close is Taylor to leveling up? 232. Okay, whatever. I guess the other question I wanted to throw out for you guys, aside from potential future LPs and whatnot, is what do you guys think of this run? Do you think I will make it to the end? What are your thoughts? Do you think with my current team and the way we've been progressing so far, is this type of run possible for this generation? So far, I'm leaning towards yes. For those of you who are unaware, I have not actually fully tested this run. I've figured out a few things, just looking at the game as a whole, figuring out like what gyms I need to have an advantage of and whatnot, and trying to build my team around that focus. It's not so much built around the pokes I like, it's built around pokes that are going to get me an advantage and help me progress through the game. But so far, I think that the way we've managed things, the way everything's rolled in our favor so far, I believe that we can definitely do this. So, anyways, give me your thoughts in the comments. If you don't think this run is doable, then say that. Say I think you're gonna fail. I have no objection to negative criticism. You can say what you like. So whatever. No censorship here. This is the channel of no censorship. But I guess we try and refrain from profanity when we can. But we try and remain in some sort of higher class of LP. But what are you gonna say? It's a freaking Pokemon LP. But come on, give me a Geodude. Let's go. I guess as we continue to sit through here in this grinding session, which hopefully if you guys are sitting through this, I give you props. But this section is mainly here, and I have to include it in the LP, mainly for the fact that you guys don't. You get to see that I'm not cheating in any way. I'm actually playing through all this, so I have to include it just so you know that I'm not manipulating anything in any way. It's just matter of fact, run through fast. Look at that hiker spin, all that fun stuff. But yeah, definite props to anyone who actually decides to sit through this thing, because I probably bore myself to death if I was watching this myself. But I hope that this run actually gets a little bit more interesting down the road. For now, it's been a little bit more cautious and a little bit more tedious than the two runs in the past, where we've actually kind of made progress as we went along. Aside from maybe the Hoppip grinding and the Metapod grinding, man, those are like famous. And now we get to Geodude grinding, so you know it was bound to come at some point. But whatever. if we can get these extra levels in the meantime, I think it's ultimately beneficial for us in the long run of things. It's probably pointless, realistically speaking, because we don't need to be perfect. Taylor gets to level 19 though, and he does learn double team. That's kind of a weird swing of things. Sorry. We no longer need Growl. It's kind of useless PP. It's just sitting there at 39. Double team is kind of useful though. We could use it to dodge some attacks. So I'm going to throw double team on there over Growl. Both probably aren't going to see a lot of use. So it's really just whatever. But I may as well throw it on there because since I see double team having slightly more use than slightly more use than Growl, if I do end up decide using it, simply for the fact that double team is a stat boost on us, whereas Growl is used on a poke, and they can switch out, even though trainers don't really switch out. But if I kill the poke, I then have to Growl the next guy, and realistically, double team, because I can stack it and use it on myself, as long as my poke stays in there, it's kind of more beneficial than anything else. So, we're just going to keep running around here, and oh yeah, I forgot. We're going to take, I can't do that. Did I not give him the Miracle Seed? Well, whatever. I guess he didn't really need it, but we'll give him the Miracle Seed. We'll take the XP share, and we'll give it to Disco. So Disco's going to get a couple extra bits of experience. Probably won't get to his full level, but any bit of extra experience he's going to get in the long run of things is perfectly fine with me. We could actually give it to Marshtomp as well, due to the fact that from, I believe, Marshtomp's next level until like 31, he doesn't actually learn any attack moves other than Takedown. And so, even though Takedown is kind of okay, that huge stretch is going to be largely dependent on boosting stuff with the XP share and other things of that nature. I could also teach him Rock Tomb as well, and I may end up doing that depending on how things go. But man, there's a lot of Makuhitas in here. But yeah, because of his limited level up move pool, obviously his later levels do get kind of better. I think he does learn Earthquake naturally, and Muddy Water. I want to say he learns Muddy Water. He is useful in the long run of things, but that middle section there is kind of interesting. I'm gonna have to see what exactly we want to do about that. But either way, we're almost out of absorbs. We've got 4 left, so the grinding session is almost complete. And just so this video doesn't end up being completely full of Geodude kills and picking up 2 Lepa berries, I will try and complete the trick house if we can find these Geodudes fast enough. So we're gonna go through the trick house and at least accomplish something else other than these stupid Geodude kills. But once this is through, I'm sure that the majority of our grinding will be taken care of, at least for the short term. So once all these Geodudes are dead, I don't believe we're gonna have too many grinding sessions between now and the next couple parts. So that's definitely a plus for you guys. So unless you're one of those people who actually enjoys these grinding sessions, maybe you are, to which case I'm not trying to offend you, but whatever, to each their own. Shumish is almost out of absorbs, and come on, just give me freaking Geodudes. Obviously I've turned down a couple level 7s, and at this point we would have been done, but can't really ignore it. Had to happen eventually, so come on, 10% Geodude, let's go. This is taking quite a long time. Just give me a level 8. Level 8 or level 9. If I wouldn't keep running into walls so often. That was a long stretch with no pokes. Come on. Just give me a Geodude. Let's go. There we go. Nope, not really. 10% chance, and I keep getting level 7s. Come on. Okay, screw it. I'm just going to take any Geodudes we get. At this point, of course, the next 3 are just going to be all level 7, just to troll me. Stupid Geodude. And I think actually the next one's going to get us to level 16, which is absolutely perfect. That couldn't have worked out better. So on top of wasting all of our absorbs, we actually learned Mega Train right away, which is amazing in my opinion. Go Shroomish, being clutch. And just go get some extra experience. Now, come on. Alright. So, now that Shroomish is level 16 though, and he does have Mega Train, we definitely have that boost in power. Not boost in power, but we do have the boost in power due to Mega Train, and I guess the couple extra levels, but making better use of things in that regard just speaks to the kind of thought you have to put into this kind of run. It's not something you can really jump into without a plan ahead of time. These types of runs kind of based on the rule set need to be something that you need to know kind of what's coming. If you just go blindly and build a random team, you're probably not going to do as effective. Maybe if you're using, what should we call it, the Emerald Randomizer thing, maybe. But nah, I think with no Poké Centers and no Marts and no pickup, if you're not abusing things, you need to plan a lot of this run. And from that perspective, hopefully you guys understand exactly how much I try and put into these parts. Oh, not use. We want to give the Silk Scarf to Talo. Alright. So this is the trick room, whatever, trick house. And what you do is, you saw that quick spark here if you were a little bit observant. And you talk to that spot there, and the Trick Master comes out. So he was hiding there, and he has all these different puzzles. So there's 8 different puzzles, and you're allowed to complete them depending on how many gym badges you have. So if you essentially you advance based on obtaining certain gym badges, not necessarily you beat one gym you can fight the next level, but the way they work is you have to find a scroll, you talk to the scroll, you get to the end of the trick house, and you're able to get a prize. And the first prize is definitely worth it. It is a rare candy, I'll just say that now, and that's the reason I'm progressing through here. And we do have a bit of time, so I'm going to try and complete this as fast as possible. This trainer is optional. We can actually just go around this way and be fine. But she does have a grass type poke, and from that perspective, I'm willing to fight it with Talo. And I just want to make sure that Talo is out in front of the party, and he is. So we're going to fight this trainer. Hopefully Talo can take her down without too much trouble. And hopefully we can beat this trick house before we make this video too much longer. Like I said, I want to try to avoid the extensive parts. I do use Wing Attack here just because I believe that Peck isn't quite as strong as I need it to be to one-hit KO, and I don't want to risk this thing getting statused or taking extra damage, especially for an upcoming fight where Talo becomes very useful to us. So, let's see. Want to cut this thing down? Sure, why not? Oh, that's just mail. That Pokeball just is like orange mail or something stupid. So, it's just going to take up inventory space. So in the meantime, we're just going to cut these guys down and progress through. Keep cutting things down. What do I want to do? We'll just keep going this way. Both of these trainers will have to fight. The other one, like I said, was optional if you wanted to obtain the orange mail, but since it's a grass poke and Talo has a lot of wing attacks and pecks remaining, I'm perfectly fine with using it. I think I'm gonna stick with Talo for now. Or no. You have the XP share. What I'm actually gonna do So I'm going to take the Silk Scarf, give it to Sableye here, and then the EXP share, I could give it to him. I'm going to give it to... Shoot. What the heck, we'll just give it to Talo. I'm wasting too much time here, let's just get through this thing. I believe this guy just has 2 Zigzagoons. And he does, at least the first one is a Zigzagoon, so that's a good sign. And I'm just gonna wing attack this thing. Hopefully it one-shots it, if not, then whatever. Oh, so close. Either way, it's at 14. A pack will finish it off. There we go. Now that I am growled, though, I am going to switch back out to Sableye. And Sableye, due to his normal typing, will avoid any sort of shenanigans the Zigzagoon wants to pull. Unless, of course, it has freaking Surf like those other ones. Like, really? Surf? Come on, Scratch. That's poor. Scratch is definitely not going to finish this thing off. That's really unfortunate. And I'm going to have to make something take a hit as a result of that. Sableye, why you always disappoint? That's just sad, man. Alright, so something's got to take a hit. Marshtomp is already kind of damaged. Everything else is kind of close to full, so whatever. I'll go out to Marshtomp. If he needs to take a hit, he'll take a hit, because he's got the defenses of a truck. All it does is growl me, that's fine. I can just chuck a water gun on this thing. Yeah, that's probably my best choice. And down goes Zigzagoon, perfectly fine. And we spread around the EXP, so Sableye, frig, I just wasted all those scratches, that was stupid. Either way, we obtain a scroll, and that's going to allow us to exit the trick house at the top, but for now, what do I want to do? Okay. Take the EXP share, give it back to Disco. Or no. I know what I want to do. I'm going to teach, we're going to teach Cut to Disco. We're going to get rid of... We're going to get rid of Scratch. He is going to learn Fury Swipes in a few levels, I believe. Actually at his next level. But for now, Cut's going to be allow us to come into this fight and deal damage to the first poke. While at the same time allowing Sableye to level up, learn Fury Swipes, and basically give him a ton more PP that he'll actually be able to hit normal types with, unlike his current moveset of Astonish and Nightshade. But Cut has 30 PP. It is not 100% accurate, which is unfortunate for us, but that isn't really too much of an issue if he's only going to be attacking pokes that can't hit him in the first place. Sing is frustrating for the fact that we're just going to have to sit through here during sleep turns, but whatever. Sableye can sit there all day. I'm not afraid of whatever this skitty wants to do against me. He can tail whip all he wants, lower my defense, because Sableye is just going to switch out at the end of the day, at least against the next poke. And Cut, once I actually wake up, should finish this thing off. Sleep would be an issue for us, and I could ultimately use a Chesto Berry, but if this thing's not going to be able to hit me, I may as well just stay in here, waste turns, and throw a cut in this Skitty's face once we actually are able to move. So, there goes Cut, down goes Skitty, and off we go. So, Sableye levels up. He's going to learn Fury Swipes, and we're going to get rid of Leer, because Leer is useless to us. It has no PP left, and it would have been great against Zigzagoon in that last fight, but we didn't have any left, so that's perfectly fine. Shroomish is going to come in, though, and shoot, I didn't even put an EXP chart on anything. That's kind of annoying. But Tailow's going to come in. Shroomish is Grass type, so he's going to be it's going to take super effective damage from Wing Attack, and hopefully I don't get an Effect Spore. If I do, hopefully I have a Berry for it. No Effect Spore for us, so that's great. And we're going to keep moving on. He's going to send out Meryl, though, and I'm going to send in Marshtomp, just for the fact that, like I said before, Marshtomp has already taken damage, and so if I'm going to heal something, it may as well only be focused on one poke. And I'm going to see how much Tackle does, just to get a judge, and of course it misses. Why wouldn't it? So we take that extra damage. We're just going to go with Mudshot then. I'm probably going to have to use an Etheron Mudshot shortly, which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? It's kind of inevitable from this point forward. We're going to have to use PP, and right now Marshtomp's PP is kind of limited. I'm hoping that a Mud Slap from this point will kill it, and thanks to the Soft Sand and my Stab, I guess it just barely does. Mudshot's definitely much stronger, but Mud Slap did finish it off, and we're able to get through this trick house finally. So I'm just going to try and hurry through here, pick up the rare candy, and that's going to be the end of the episode, which did run long, mostly due to grinding, but I figured if I was going to fill part of this episode with grinding, I may as well fill the end part with at least some sort of progress. So hopefully you guys that did stick around and didn't get completely bored to death due to the grinding session actually got something out of this episode from sticking around. So I'm probably going to throw up an annotation, I guess, for those of you who got to this part. Maybe you've already seen the annotation, but I'm going to throw an annotation for those who decide to actually skip the grinding session, just because it's kind of dull, at least in my opinion, but who knows, maybe you guys enjoy it. Either way, we did get our free rare candy, which is nice. It's a revive essentially for us in addition to getting a free level, so it's 2 items in one, at least from the perspective of this type of run. I don't know if we're necessarily going to come back here later, just because the trick house is kind of meh, at least for the later prizes. It's going to be essentially battling trainers for some items that may not necessarily be worth it. I know the level 7 trick house is kind of okay. It's a decent item. It's a PP max, I believe, which could come in handy, but the fact that I have to beat all the other levels just to get to there is kind of meh. But either way, aside from the grinding session, I think we definitely made a little bit of progress, which is nice. We got a couple extra levels, so there's a quick glance at our party just from where we're at, and I'm definitely going to have to be more careful in knowing whether items are actually attached or not. I think I took it off Taillow and meant to attach it to Disco, but then I never actually returned it to any other poke, so it would have been nice to spread that EXP around, but whatever, Disco's going to benefit from it in the long run. So either way, this episode's definitely been a long one, and hopefully you guys that stuck around appreciate what's been going on. But either way, it's been great, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.